when you pass your language down. It's not just a set of words. So there are two types of dual language learners, which is also what we call kids who are bilingual. The brain has just changed and adapted. They think differently.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Nataki, pediatric speech language pathologist, and I'm here today to help you work on speech and language at home. Today, I want to cover a very common question that I get asked by parents, and it's a really good question. If I have multiple languages in the home, am I confusing my child? That is a great question, and I am going to tell you the answer. The short answer is no. Your child is not confused, but you should definitely know why that is and how that's possible, especially if you're having professionals or family members tell you otherwise. I forgot to say this when I was recording, so I'm going to try to do a voiceover and just put in pictures of me traveling to different cultures and different countries. But basically, I wanted to tell parents that when it comes to raising bilingual children, speak in the language that you are the most comfortable speaking in. This way, you ensure that you give your child the best language model that you possibly can, as well as these following benefits. So let's talk about the benefits first. First of all, culturally, there's just so much history and ancestry and traditions that are passed down when you pass your language down. It's not just a set of words, and this can feed into your child's identity and making them proud of where they come from, and that is honestly a really special gift. Fun fact, learning multiple languages as a child can help with problem-solving skills in the future. Also, once the child is able to master another language, it never really goes away. They might become rusty, but it'll still be locked in their brain. Studies have shown that adults who know two languages, who have had a stroke, will lose the second language they learned and begin speaking in the first language that they thought they lost. So how is this possible? Well, I might get a little nerdy with you on this explanation, but please just stay with me because it is so cool. So there are two types of dual language learners, which is also what we call kids who are bilingual. There's two different ways they can develop the second language. So the first way is simultaneous. So they are immersed in two languages at about a 50-50 rate. This isn't usually super common. I mean, 50-50, it'd have to be one parent speaking one language and the other parent speaking the other language to the child. But for the most part, these kids who are simultaneous dual language learners, they have language development that is similar to those of monolingual kids. So first words at 1 year, combining two words at 2 years. Please check out my other video on Is My Child Delayed Birth to 3 for more details on the language development there. Sequential dual language learners, the language development is very different. It's important to know which one your child identifies with because of the fact that the language is so different. So for sequential dual language learners, you will hear babbling and first words at about 1 year, and they're pretty much on track. But then once that second language is introduced, many kids go into a silent period. And this silent period, it lasts for various amounts of time depending on the child. And this is where parents think, oh my gosh, my child is regressing, there's a problem. And a lot of times there's not. They're just listening. They're listening to both languages. They're taking it all in. They're hearing the grammar marks. They're learning the important phrases of both languages. They're just not producing very many words at this point. If you are concerned and you have a child that might be in the silent period or might actually have a language delay, I highly recommend you go seek a speech language pathologist to kind of tease it out. If you don't have any concerns with receptive language, which is following directions, pointing to pictures, and seeming to understand both languages, then I don't think there's a huge problem. But again, I would say go see a speech language pathologist that you can access and have them look at your child. So again, check for understanding, and if your child is speaking but mixing up languages, for example, if your young child is saying, I go to the baño, that is a typical error and not one to really worry about. You might also see some code switching. For example, if grandma is stronger in Chinese and you, the parent, are stronger in English, your child might speak to grandma in Chinese, turn around, and then speak to you in English. This again is totally typical. Okay, so now here comes the nerdy part that I love. So when babies are born, they are considered babies of the world, where they can just hear every sound of every language that humans can produce. They're just listening to it all. And when they hear a sound, that neural pathway increases in their brain. It strengthens. And they're like, all right, this is a sound that I need to be able to hear and produce. the sound that they don't hear very much, that neural pathway will weaken and weaken. It's important for babies to do this because no matter what culture they're born in, no matter what ethnic background they are, they're going to be successful communicators in whatever language that they have to master because they have that ability. Their brain is so plastic, which is a scientific word for being able to grow and learn and shape itself so quickly that it's just such a neat thing, right? This is of course assuming that the child's hearing, vision, and cognition is all within age appropriate limits. As the baby grows, it's hearing sounds, the neural pathway strengthens, it's not hearing certain sounds, it weakens, and then by the age of 2, pretty much the brain has pruned out the sounds that it's not gonna hear as much, but the neural pathway is still there. So if at 2 years old, another language is introduced, it's gonna kind of reawaken those pathways, and then the brain is gonna start changing again. So that's kind of why it might take a little bit longer for the sequential dual language learners to kind of pick back up, but research shows that once the silent period is over, the brain has got it all down, boom, they jump to age appropriate with their language skills. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If you liked it, please hit like and subscribe to my channel, and always feel free to share this video with whoever you think it will benefit. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.